I didn't want to make that Andrew Tate video last week because I didn't want to alienate female viewers. I was honestly just excited to have some women here finally. But today I might be alienating the men with this one, uh, which is really scary because YouTube tells me that's like 90% of my audience. So this video today is mainly for women and for married men who live with women. Like many things in trading, this was something I didn't want to face. I stayed in denial for a long time, hoping it would just magically get better on its own. Before we get into that, let's check out the trade I took on the Nasdaq today, and then also this reversal strategy that I've been kind of putting together the last few days. It came up again, so I want to talk about that a little bit as well too. All right, let's get to the trade. This is not the trade that I took this morning. This is a trade that I wanted to take and wish that I had taken. So it would have been my A long setup. And I loved it because it was above the opening range. It came down and it stayed above. Signal candle was also good on this one. I didn't take it because it didn't quite come down to the MA. It came within like 6 points. So I might need to change the context for my setups of when it's okay to get in when it doesn't quite come to the MA and when it's not. All right, here's the trade that I am about to take. So it's a long, it's my A long setup. It just came to the MA. So it had a 13-point stop. So I set my TP for 26 points. I've decided to go 2 to 1 when it's smaller stops like this instead of 1.5 to 1. Um, yeah, I mean, this was a fine trade. It was my setup. I definitely had a long bias looking at the 4-hour chart, but I was also aware this could be the top of the range, the larger range. Okay, so the trade loses. What I want to talk about though now is that it sets up again right here. Now that's what I want to pay attention to here next when we talk about these reversals. All right. So these reversals that I've been looking at lately, what I've been saying, I think this is the last 2 days and then now again today is when okay, so it set up once, it fails, it sets up again and then fails a second time, then that's where I want to be looking for the reversal back down. Um, so that second one, the target would have been up there around 24, 25. It never got there. Now, I'm not sure how to play these trades. Do I just set like a stop sell right below there? Like, then that would have been that would be like a 50-point stop. So, I mean, I could take it on a single micro, just, yeah, like set a stop sell right there. Um, and then go for like 1.5 or 2 to 1 on them. I'm not sure what to do. Like I was looking at maybe that would have been a possible entry, um, and then still have my stop above the consolidation. Uh, I don't know because that would have had me getting in at 75 instead of 70. So not obviously not a huge difference when you're looking at a 50-point stop anyways. I was thinking the stop could have been a little bit lower down there because it's like if it takes out those, then it's going to take out the high. I'm not sure, but it turned out like I just kind of watched it. I just want to pay attention to these and figure out how I can start taking them and incorporate them into my playbook because this one it went for the 1.5, so it got the 75-point target, and then it went down and got the full 2 to 1, the 100-point target, and then it kept going, and I think it almost got to 4 to 1 for 200 points. So if there's any reversal traders, let me know, how to get into these. All right, this is where I expect my YouTube chart, the views to be going, and then drop off a cliff. This is mainly for women, but if you're married to a woman or you're just curious about what I'm going to talk about, feel free to stay. Um, as traders, we are supposed to track data. We notice patterns, and then we make changes when we see something repeating. Someone left a comment, a little while back on one of my videos saying that, he had tracked everything, in relation to his trading, even his breakfast, and found that he traded better, and he had actual, like, stats on, like, this is how much, better my results are when I fast in the morning and I don't have breakfast before I trade. I don't have any numbers like that. I wish I did. That would be so cool. Uh, but I've noticed a pattern that's had a huge impact on my trading over the years. There's a time every month when I'm at much higher risk. I've had my worst tilt days, blown accounts, paid for the most resets, and walked away just feeling my absolute lowest. I like to talk about what's happening in my trading as it's happening. So, this is what last week looked like for me. It started on Sunday, and I should have clued in, but I didn't. My son didn't listen, or he did some small thing, didn't stop doing what I asked him to do. It happens about, at least, and I'm not exaggerating, 10 times a day, every single day. Uh, but on this day, I just felt like an intense rage. Like it was just a minor thing. And I just immediately just felt such rage. Like I slammed the cupboard door in the laundry room and I just continued feeling like that simmering rage, like I was just on edge. That was Sunday. On Monday, my trade lost, and I was just way more upset than I should have been or than I would usually be. On Tuesday, I fumbled that trailing stop and just felt horrible about myself. That night, I was feeling like I caught myself. I don't know what it was, if it was in the comments or something. And it wasn't that like anyone was being mean to me, like people were, being really supportive and encouraging. But I just felt like, oh, I feel like I'm going to start crying for like no real reason. What's wrong with me? Wednesday and Thursday come, I have a headache and my mood is still not great. So, what is wrong with me? Then I realized, I think it took until Friday, that somehow I had lost track of time. I had lost a whole week, and that week I had been trading in what I call my danger zones. My danger zone, sorry. Uh, Otherwise, my cycle days 22 through 28 every single month. As a woman, especially one who has spent so much time around men over the years, you hate to even admit that your hormones affect you. It feels like this biological weakness that you just can't get away from. I mean, when you're younger, guys definitely use it to dismiss any emotion you have, valid, even valid emotions, just as PMS. So you grow up wanting to prove that it doesn't affect you. But emotional awareness is everything in trading. And the truth is that hormones can wreak havoc on emotions. If you're not tracking it, start. You might be shocked at what you find. I had noticed a while ago, like I'd be doing so good in my trading, and then I'd have one of these horrible, like lose an account and then fall into tilt and just feel terrible about myself weeks. And then at the end of the week, I'd realize, like, oh, how did I miss this? Like, I was in this week, which I know is a bad week for me and a dangerous week. Yours might not be as extreme, but I've been tracking this for a long time because for me, the first sign is that like it's not even a full day. It's maybe like the 6 to 8 hours of just like extreme irritability and rage. Um, so I've been paying attention for years. So, what do you do with this? For me, awareness is always the first step. During that week, I need to trade with extreme caution or not trade at all or just take more sit out days. It's better to sit out 2 days than to blow an account and then look back at the end of the week and think, why was I even trading during this week? Support yourself however you can, good food, exercise, rest, and don't feel guilty about taking those no trade days. I mean, it's the same for anybody, men, women, whatever. If there's something going on in your personal life that's affecting you. It's going to affect you emotionally and it's probably going to creep into your trading. So, same thing applies. Don't feel like you have to trade. It's okay to, step back from it and not feel guilty. You're protecting your capital and your mental health. If I had tracked this properly, I could show you the difference staying out for me would have made those days. I so wish that I had tracked this because I feel like this would just be really interesting data to have. If you are pregnant, I would say don't trade at all. It's a terrible idea. Maybe some women can do it, but I know I couldn't. I was a mess when I was pregnant. A normal job, yes. Trading, I don't think so. And if you're a woman in your 40s or 50s, you're likely perimenopausal or menopausal. Uh, some women just skate right through this. My mom was one of them. She just like basically she said, "Oh, I just, a few hot flashes." I don't think it was a few, and I think it was for years, but for her it was just like, "Yeah, a few hot flashes, whatever." But I know that that's not going to be the case for me. My pregnancies were rough. My cycles have always been brutal, and I'm anticipating that perimenopause is going to be very challenging too. I've already done my research. I track myself, and I'm going to go on hormone replacement therapy as soon as possible. As soon as I start noticing these problems or like anything kind of ramping up, I'm gonna get help. I'm not just gonna uh, try to power through it. Also, some of us are just more sensitive. So there's probably, lots of women watching this being like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I feel fine. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't think that my hormones are any crazier than anyone else's. Like, I don't think I have these wild hormonal swings. I know this partially because like I've had them tested and everything. I just think that I'm more sensitive to them. Like I really feel them and they throw me off physically and emotionally. Um, I don't know. Like I'm normally pretty I wouldn't say I'm like a calm person, but I'm normally very rational. So I really notice when those hormones spike and have me feeling like, who am I right now? I'm not sure. I don't I often wonder because like when I compare myself to my sister, like she's normally like she's a pretty emotional person all the time. And for her, she's like, "Oh, my cycles don't affect me at all. I don't notice anything. I don't feel anything. It's not a problem." So, I don't know. I should look into it or try and figure it out because it would just be interesting to know. Honestly, I do feel bad for my husband a lot of the times with this because when it happens now, I know what's going on and I'm able to tell him like today, hey, like this is just the day today where I'm like super agitated. I tell him not to take it personally and that it'll be over in a few hours. It's hard for him not to take it personally though, because like he says that like to him it feels like I just woke up that day and just chose to be a huge bitch. And it's like, no, this is not my choice. I hate feeling like this. I don't like it either, but it is what it is. If you're married to a woman and she's between the ages of 40 and 55, and she's maybe seemed like a different person lately, or you know that she's struggling with this, I'm not a doctor, but I would tell you to look into hormone replacement therapy. Seriously, YouTube is a great place to start. I'm not there yet, but I've done so much research on YouTube, and I feel like it's really prepared me for it. I know there's online, like you can do like telehealth to do the hormone therapy. So I would advise that because honestly, the doctors, like your family doctor or whatever, or if you're like me and you're in Canada and you don't have a family doctor, your walk-in doctor, they're usually way behind on this. So many women during perimenopause just get put on antidepressants when what they actually need is, hormone support. And I think a lot of divorces happen because women are going through this alone and just unbalanced. And, I guess not enough people are talking about it. I think now more are, but I don't know. I'm on YouTube, so I'm not sure what the, general experience is for people. So, no, this isn't just a female trader issue. It's about self awareness and emotional awareness. The more you understand your own emotional and physical patterns, the less likely you are to sabotage yourself in trading or in life. Awareness is an edge. And for women, that means knowing when it's time to step back and kind of give yourself a break on some things. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, leave me a like. Don't feel the need to comment on this one unless it's about the trading and my reversal strategy. Women, feel free to comment on the other stuff, or men, your wives, whatever. I don't care. Anyone who wants to comment, comment. Tomorrow it'll be back to just like fully normal trading content. So don't unsubscribe to me because I was talking about female issues today. All right. I'll see you back here tomorrow. I hope you all had a great trading day.